Chef Babette, you are even more beautiful and gorgeous in person.
You are very, very sweet. And thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. When I walked in, I was just mesmerized by you. You're glowing.
Thank you.
And so I was at the salon this morning and I was showing someone your Instagram, telling them I was interviewing you today. And she literally thought you were in your 30s or 40s.
Oh.
So we're going to find out all your secrets. And I have to say, I saw on your Instagram too, you're doing like a 6-month hard challenge in the gym. You're trying to get like the hardest, fittest body by December.
Yes.
But this is crazy to me because I looked through and you have had the best body forever. So how much better can this get?
Well, we all know our secrets.
Yeah.
Okay. And it can get better, trust, especially my lower body. And that's what I'm working on. So we'll see. I'll have before and after pictures so everybody will be able to see what I'm doing and let's see how it turns out. I've got 5 months left. So.
Oh my God, you look good. You inspire me. You're so inspiring. That's why I asked you to come on. And with the fitness, do you think it's worth it to have a trainer? Does that help you a lot?
It helps me.
Yeah.
Some people do okay without.
Yeah.
I don't know why. They just push me and they motivate me. I just won't do it myself. And I know what to do, but I prefer to have that person pushing me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get into fitness later on, but first, just so we can connect with you for like anybody who doesn't know, I would love to rewind. I know 2 books totally changed your life, and that's what led you to the plant-based lifestyle at 40. I think it was Fit for Life and the mucusless diet.
Yes.
So let's rewind a little bit.
Okay.
Let's start with how you were eating before you transitioned, maybe what kind of health problems you were having, or a little bit about your story.
Okay. Well, I was born in 1950. December 7th, and I will be 73 years old this coming December. I ate the standard American diet, truly. Quite addicted to sugar. Mm-hmm. My mother put sugar in absolutely everything. A lot of mucus-forming foods. I ate pig intestines.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
You know, actually cleaned the poop and the grass out of them and boiled them and ate them. Helped my mom kill pigeons. Learned how to,
Hardcore. No way. Like snapping the neck and stuff?
Stick them in hot water. And
was that hard for you as a kid or no?
I didn't even think about it.
Wow.
I thought it was normal. Mm-hmm. My mother was from the South, and she always, at age 7, she was doing domestic work, and that's how they grew up. They were sharecroppers. So she brought all of that to us. Now, when I was a kid, I was so sick because of the mucus. I was inflamed. So I had eczema everywhere, asthma, and my mother was a cigarette smoker, and an ignorant cigarette smoker because she literally sat there and smoked and blew the smoke in your face.
Wow.
Yeah, really, really bad. I had the worst earaches. I spent so much time at home, just really, really sick. And it was, my mother thought the asthma was due to the cats and carpet on the floor. Mm-hmm, So she took the carpet out of the room.
Wow.
We had cats. The cats would wake me up sometimes with the dander, and I'd have issues breathing then. So it was just, I came from a really dark place. Growing up, she was loving. She was just ignorant like the rest of us. When I met my current husband in 1990, Rondell Davis, the very first date, he prepared a vegan meal for me. Now, he had not transitioned. He wasn't vegan at the time, but he knew a lot, and he had been studying. And there were 2 books that he shared with me, Fit for Life by Harvey and Marilyn Diamond, volumes 1 and 2, and The Mucusless Diet Healing System by Professor Arnold Ehret. I read those books, and after the meal he treated me to, I didn't have the indigestion. That was another issue I dealt with. I couldn't digest my food properly. Mm-hmm. And then later on, after reading about combining food, then I understood, I'm doing everything wrong. But after reading those books and hooking up with Ron, and the first date we went on a hike. It was a hike, but he ran the whole thing backwards. We were at Griffith Park doing those inclines. I had never done that before. So meeting Rondell brought a lot of goodness into my human journey, if you will. Stuff that I never considered before. I never considered going to anywhere walking up hills. For what?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I thank the universe for his presence in my journey. And I don't know. There's so much more I could talk about. Maybe you should ask me some questions.
Yeah,
but that was how it all started.
Yeah, no. And I know you've been through a lot. And do you feel like, I know you've been through addiction and through the hard childhood and through a lot of hard times. Do you think you would have reached the highs and the peaks and the amazingness you are if you didn't go through those trials and tribulations? I kind of feel like some of those hard times really create the best people.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
It is my opinion, and I truly believe this, that even some of the worst humans that I crossed paths with during this journey have now become guides.
Wow.
I've learned so much in these 72 years of human, this whole human thing. And everybody that has come into my life has blessed me with something, if not just knowledge. Some of the men, this is my fourth marriage. I would never do what I did before with some of the people that I married. I learned to become friendly before I become a lover. Maybe we can just be friends. And I did that with Rondo. We took it slower. And I grew up. I began to really understand that this whole thing called life, we all have our star, if you will, or our light, if you will. And we have to go through what we go through to learn what it is we need to learn to be the best me that I can be.
Wow.
And I went through all that. I got off the crack.
Yeah. You were smoking crack.
I was smoking crack. I mean, I can remember crawling around on the floor looking for rocks.
Wow.
I can remember that. I can remember the very last time I smoked crack. I was sitting in my mother's home in my old bedroom, and there was no furniture in that room at the time. I was sitting on the floor, and I had smoked a couple of rocks. I'm sure I was out of it. And that drug always made you want more. And I remember going through a piggy bank, and it was like as clear as day, a voice saying, "So that's who you are now."
Wow.
You go through piggy banks. And believe it or not, that was the very last time I ever smoked.
You were just like,
crack.
I can't do this anymore.
I was like, this is not even me.
And you just were able to get off of it like that?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Got myself a job. I met a new gentleman. He's now deceased. He was also, this is before Rondo. He was a good guy. Came into my life, and he took my daughter and I and moved us into his apartment. And I got clean. I got a job with the airlines, and I've never looked back.
And look at you now.
It's just amazing.
Such an inspiration.
Yeah. But now diet actually came with my current husband, Rondo, the change in my diet.
Was it hard to get off the crack? Like I know people have a hard time even getting off cooked food if they want to be raw, or off of like alcohol. How did you do it? Any advice?
The crack only lasted for me about 7 months. Okay. I was only... you have to say addicted, because you can become addicted to crack the first hit. Yeah. But that addiction only lasted 7 months. And after that voice came to me, I was done. And when I met chemo, my whole life, my whole world began to change.
So I wonder what would have happened if you didn't meet him, or if you didn't start going plant-based.
And you know what? It doesn't matter. Wow. Because that was not the experience.
I love that answer. Wow, that's the first time I've been given that answer by somebody. Usually people are like, I wouldn't be here right now. That's the perfect answer. I love it. I try to remain in the now. It's not always easy to do, you know that. But being here right now, I don't, like my daughter one time, I always say
stay current, stay present, stay in the now. And she goes, what if in your now you were being, what do you call it? Like somebody was torturing you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I said, that's not real. That's not my now. That's not, I may not ever go there. I may not ever be tortured. So I can't answer that question for you, but I can answer the question for you right this second. I'm having a good moment. So I'm hanging here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow. I just love you.
What can I do?
Wow.
You know, it's real.
Yeah. And then, so you went plant-based, right? Or at 40. So
yeah, when I met Rondo.
Yeah. Wow. So
like overnight.
Yeah. So at my age, wow.
Really?
That's how old I am. I'm 40.
Yeah. Overnight.
Yeah.
I just did it. We just changed. When I changed, he wasn't plant-based at the time. But when I changed, he said, I'm changing.
And then what happened? What happened to you?
My
like
whole
body,
world,
mind, spirit?
everything began to change. I did this cleanse with cold pressed olive oil, 5 of these herbal capsules. We call them CKLS. It stands for colon, kidney, liver, spleen. Took 5 of those and a half cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice. And I took those pills and I drank that concoction. And when I woke up, this was in the evening time, when I woke up in the morning, I began to pass gallstones.
Stop it.
I did not even know I had gallstones.
Just from taking this once?
I'm telling you.
What?
I took 8 ounces of the cold pressed olive oil, 5 of the CKLS capsules, and I drank half cup of lemon juice. I woke up, I passed gallstones all day long until I had to go to work. And because I was doing hair and working for the airlines. But yeah, gallstones all day, every color from dark green to light green. And you had no idea you had them. I had no idea I had them.
It's like we have no idea what's inside of us.
Exactly. So beginning to just cleanse. And at first it had nothing to do with animals or the planet or any of that. It had everything to do with, I'm feeling better. I'm not belching after I eat. Because I started reading Fit for Life. And Fit for Life is going to tell you what to combine with what. And I never understood why I made the loudest belches of anybody on the planet I know. I swear I could not digest my food. I always had acid reflux. And now I look at commercials, people telling people, do this for acid reflux, do that, take this and take that. And I'm like, all you got to do is learn how to eat. All you have to do is learn how to eat your food properly and you won't have acid reflux. I had it terribly. Couldn't use the bathroom. Really, really hard time using the bathroom. All of that disappeared. My skin began, let me tell you, prior to that, every month, I had a doctor that would just give me a cortisone cream for my face because I had a rash in my face every month. I broke out in my face. Eyes swelling, lips swelling, the whole 9 yards. Changing my diet, all of that went away. Started moving, working out. Life just became wonderful.
Yeah.
And then when I learned about live food, oh my gosh.
How did that change?
I mean, just you eat and you don't feel anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I eat all raw because it's what makes me feel my best.
You feel your best.
Yeah. It's so light and it gives you so much energy and it's so much easier to digest. Your body's not working as hard and then you feel better.
And you're still getting the nutrients. So I do a lot of juicing now. That's like big. I start my day and I love chlorophyll drinks. So I don't know. I don't know. I know people think like, come on now. No, it's so true. But
yeah. Do people say, come on now?
Sometimes people like, come on, really? Yeah, really. My whole world changed. Everything about me.
I believe it.
I have girlfriends that I went to school with that are my age that took a different route. And of course we're going to look differently. I'm aging because I live on the planet. We all have to deal with gravity. I'm okay with that. But it's not rapid fire. It's not like
You are fire.
It's,
You are like,
it's not like I'm aging so rapidly.
No.
You know, I understand movement is important. Blood flow is important. Clean, in, what do you call it? When we get our veins, what is it when we get arteries clogged?
Yeah.
Clean arteries. I have no issues. I don't even have a primary care physician.
Have you had any health issues since you went plant-based at 40?
Let me see. Have I? No.
Wow. And okay, so what about your mental health? That was a big thing for me when I transitioned from the standard American diet to eating only raw foods. It reversed all my health problems and it really changed my mental health. It made me just truly feel like my true self for the first time. So happy, so creative. That's why I am where I am, doing what I do.
Right.
Did you notice a difference on your mental health? Like, is it easier not to think, oh, I need to, you know, satisfy problems with drugs or foods? Like, did that pass? And
you know, I never really I never really thought too much. There was once I remember when I first got off crack, I can remember one time thinking to myself, wow, I just got paid. I could really get high right now. And the other voice said, and ruin everything. So I never, after that time, that was in the rear. I think spiritually, I just embrace the human experience and love. I think that's what got me through everything. Embracing love over everything. It's just, and that's where I am right now. It's all about love. Love of self first. How to take care of me. Once I learned that, life was just, this is incredible that I'm understanding how to care for my skin. I never knew that I needed to exfoliate. Now I exfoliate all the time.
You do.
I'm soft as I can be at 72 years old. You know what I mean? So it's just embracing and understanding that I am number one in my human experience, period. Not my 2-year-old great-granddaughter. No one but me. So I practice self-love and self-care because I totally appreciate the gift of life. I appreciate what I'm doing right now on this planet. Now, when I transition, I also believe I am nothing but energy and that I will cease to exist in this human form and the energy will go and take new form. I don't believe that there's ever been a time that I've not existed.
Me too. I believe that too.
In some form or another. So right now where I am, life is amazing. And I am ever so grateful. I hear a lot of the unfortunate energy that we're sharing on this planet right now. But to me, it's ignorance and fear. We wallow in fear. And we practice hate more than we practice love. So do you, but I'm going to hang out in the loving space.
Yeah.
It's just easier.
And what does your daily routine look like? Like, are you careful who you surround yourself with, what you watch on TV? Because it all affects us, right?
It all affects us.
Yeah.
All of it does. I usually go to bed pretty early, but I'm up around 2. I just automatically wake up, and normally it's a bathroom run. I've got my body is a system, and so I'm up. I get myself together. Now that I'm doing the gym thing, I go to the gym first. I'm there by 5 when they open in the morning, and I have an awesome trainer right now, and he works me out so hard, but I love it. And then I head to the restaurant and prep all the food there.
Your restaurant. You own a restaurant in California.
Yes,
Stuff I Eat,
Stuff
right?
I Eat. And it's a vegan restaurant. It's more of the menu is more transitional. And we thought, because that's kind of how we transitioned with the food that we're sharing with the public. And it worked for us. My husband's very small too. He doesn't eat a lot, and same juicing, same stuff that I'm doing. He pretty much does as well. But the live food thing is just, to me, it really embraces the love in the nourishment that I get from the food that I determine I'm going to ingest. You know what I'm saying? That's all love to me because it's live and it's giving me life. That is loving. When I kill it by cooking it, you know what happens. Subject it to temperatures over 115 degrees Fahrenheit, the life in that food is destroyed. And so it's all love to me because it gives me life and a good life, a healthy life. I feel amazing every single day. So after work, I'll come and do a podcast or interview.
Yeah, you get around. You do a lot. I love it.
I do. Yeah, and or either I just go home. I have a great apartment that I live in. Ron and I have made some decisions that he's into music, you know, making music and all that stuff. So he has an apartment space, and when we're together, we're together. And if not, I have my apartment over here. I've got the second bedroom. I can just do
That's
me.
awesome.
It is amazing because we figured we would do it the way we chose to do it, and it works. There are no divorces. There are no fighting. There are none of that stuff because I can go home.
Have you ever had moments where you've thought about divorce? I know because we've been together 23 years and we've had it rough the last few years.
Ron and I have fought like cats and dogs.
Yeah.
But we also understand that what we're doing is hurting ourselves. Individually, I'm hurting me.
Yeah.
Individually, you are hurting you. That is not what we need to do. So guess what? Let's give each other some space. We're at work all day together. He's 75, I'm 72.
I love it.
Let's give each other some space. Now you do your thing with your music, whatever the hell you want to do, and I will go home and do what I like to do.
I love it.
You know what I mean? It's amazing. It is truly amazing.
Do you have any other tips for like keys to a successful long-term marriage or relationship?
You know, just don't live so much in the past. Don't, just forgive. And because I don't know about you, Ron and I have been in some quarrels, and a week later, I don't even remember what we were quarreling about.
Me too. Yeah.
Have you done that? Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
And it can be so heated.
Yeah, I know.
But a lot of that can be ego-driven. Egos require being fed a lot. And you kind of have to tell your ego to get back.
Yeah.
Because if you can't even remember a week later while you were yelling at each other,
then maybe it's not very important.
It wasn't important at all.
Yeah.
And so I don't say I'm running 100%. On this journey, I learn each and every day how to be better. And that's just my life.
Yeah. And do you think you could be in a relationship with somebody who wasn't eating this way, wasn't plant-based? And
that's very challenging.
Any tips? Because a lot of people come on the channel and they say, I want to do this, but my family's not vegan.
It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. It's difficult because, okay, I had a family member that would hang out with me at the apartment sometimes, young, and just ate horribly. I don't like animal products in my house. I don't want them in my freezer. I don't want them. Please don't do that.
Yeah.
But would sneak them in anyway. Disrespectful as far as I'm concerned. But and they eat out of boxes and bags, and you turn those packages over and you read the ingredients, and it's got 2 paragraphs of words that you can't even pronounce.
That's crazy.
And you're wondering, why are you ingesting this? Do you know what this is? Do you have any idea what this is? No. Well, you're eating out of a box and you're eating out of a bag over here, and they've got different chemicals in both. How do you even know those chemicals should even be eaten together? So that's challenging, and it's hurtful because I can count on one hand the number of people in the family that have transitioned or that even have tried to transition to a healthier diet. You just wallow in ignorance, and then you get sick, and then you want to come and figure out what you can do to get rid of the cancer. You fed it. You fed the cancer. You were loving to the cancer. You were good to that cancer. And now you're on your way out of here, and you want to know what you can do now to get rid of the cancer. You didn't even have to have it. And if you did, you could have starved it, perhaps. And if it was just your time to transition, then transition. Mm-hmm. But don't come to me after the fact when you don't even want to listen and want to figure out how to save your life. I have a girlfriend that just died about a month or so ago, and that's what she did. She waited. She waited, and then she came to me. This is another person you should talk to. You should talk to Dr. Baxter Montgomery. Mm-hmm. He's a board-certified cardiologist out of Houston, Texas. And this man is healing people with the raw lifestyle.
Wow.
And movement.
Amazing.
You got to talk to him. But now you want to talk to my friend. Maybe it's too late now. And then she died 2 weeks later.
Wow.
But all these years I knew you, and all these years you knew what I was doing. Mm-hmm. You know,
I think it's hard for people. They're just addicted, and I think a lot of people don't want to know, and then a lot of people too don't connect it. I think until it's too late.
It's
and then
too late. They don't. They don't believe it, and you can Google certain things like, say for instance, does milk cause inflammation? Well, Google is gonna tell you, nah.
Yeah.
No inflammation there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you kind of have to just go by what you feel and what you believe is correct. Mm-hmm. My mother had breast milk for me when I had no teeth. And she breastfed all of us.
Good.
And when we grew teeth, she stopped.
Really?
So milk never was, I never liked the taste of it. Mm-hmm. But I ingested ice cream and all the crap, sour cream and all the crap. So I was affected by it. But it's obvious that we don't need another animal's milk.
Mm-hmm. So true. And it's crazy because they've said that when they get them pregnant, right, in order to milk them.
Yes.
And then they take the baby away when it's born.
Yes.
And I've heard stories of the baby literally just crying and crying, and it's proven like they have feelings too.
Why are we so cruel?
I have 2 kids. That would literally be the worst thing on the planet I could ever experience.
We can be so cruel.
Yeah.
We can be. And if you don't have love of self, you're not going to be able to love outside of you.
And for somebody who's having a hard time, they're having negative thoughts. They're not loving themselves. They might not like the way they look, the way they feel, their life around them. Do you have any advice for them to get to a better place, improve that, and feel better about themselves?
Oh, man. We don't really know. Sometimes I have a friend whose son is going through this right now. He's very unhappy, just unhappy, and he's a kid. We don't know what we're ingesting, if it has anything to do with the way we feel about ourselves emotionally, but we do know social media doesn't help, especially young people. Mm-hmm. And we start copying and imitating everything we see, and we just lose ourselves in the interim. That's a very challenging one for me. Like I said, it's easy for me to sit here who wallows in love every day to blast out. Just try loving. It's easy for somebody like myself to sit here who is happy to tell you all you have to do. No, that's not all you have to do. There are a lot of changes that have to be made. And I don't know, babe.
And how have you stayed on track all these years? Because pretty much 32 years of living a healthy lifestyle, right? What's been your drive? What's been your motivation? And how have you made that happen? A lot of people have a hard time sticking to it, and it's easy to fall off, right? Because look at society, right? It's like drive-throughs and social gatherings.
I can't love if I don't love my planet home and every being on the planet. That's where everybody else came into it. The animals, the planet home, everything. I'm one with all of it. There is no separation. That's why when we act stupid about complexion, it is massively stupid.
True. Yeah, 100%.
The same intelligence that created me created all of it.
Yeah.
I am a mere expression of that intelligence, and that intelligence is about love. And so, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You're powerful.
It's just the whole thing is just about understanding who you are. And once I became connected with the oneness on this planet, then of course animals were important to me. Everything was important to me. The soil's important to me. The water. I hate when they destroy forests, and misuse the land, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
And do you think you would still feel as loving if you were still consuming animal products? No, yeah. Mm-mm. And they say when the animals are killed, they release like hormones. And
we're getting all that.
Yeah, that's what I think too.
We're getting all that. So yeah, that's when I knew I was on the right track. Once you put yourself in the mix, right? Mm-hmm. You're not separate from it.
Yeah.
You're one with it.
Yeah.
Then you understand, if I hurt you, I'm hurting me. And that is the answer.
That's the answer.
Understand your place in all this. Maybe it will make better sense to you.
Well, what are a couple of your favorite books? Because you're just so deep and amazing.
Well, there's one book that I really, really, really love, and it's called, what's the author's name? I had it right on the tip of my tongue, but it's Pathway of Roses. Are you familiar with that book?
No.
I love that book. You should read that book.
I will.
I'll send you all
amazing.
The info.
Yeah, send it to me. Let me know. I'm going to get it.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
But that's one of my favorite books. And otherwise, of course, the books that I've been through, all the books that I've read, and on this journey, understanding who I am and why I need to eat this way, and understanding that I can actually pick my food right off of a tree, pull it right out of the ground. I don't have to murder anything. I don't have to torture anything. Any book that is enlightening to me is a favorite book.
Mm-hmm. And like I said before, like, you've been through a lot, and it would be really easy to get angry, bitter, resentful. Maybe I'd stay on track with the drugs or alcohol, eating crappy food, and hold on to things, right? I find too, like, I'm 40. As we get older, usually we go through some stuff by this age too. And I think it's almost easier just to be angry and blame people and be a victim. So how were you able to find such a place of love and let that go and not hold on to that? Because I feel like it just eats us alive, and it ages us. Like, you're beautiful. I don't want to say at 72, because I know some people take offense when I say that. You look beautiful for your age. I'm not going to say it because some people come at me when I say that.
But it's okay, because, that if that's how you feel, then
But I'm just saying
that.
Some people at 72, right? If they're, or even 62, even 52, even by my age in their 40s, if you're like just letting things eat you inside and holding on to anger for people, it can cause cancer and things, I believe. So how do you let stuff go?
Loving. That's the whole point. And staying present, staying current. Mm-hmm. I just had a thing with a family member, and I was very, 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 very upset with this family member, to the point that I'm like, this is how I handle it. If I've tried and tried and tried, and we're just not clicking, I bow out.
Even if it's a family member.
I have to leave you alone.
Yeah, because it's the best for
my
you.
Health. I am number one in my world. You are not number one in my world. I am. So self-love and self-care is everything to me. And if I'm spatting with you all the time, we've got a disconnect. And they did something to me that I did not like, so I cut them off. I'm done. I don't care to deal with you anymore. And I let it go and keep it moving. And keep it moving.
Because who knows what would happen if you didn't get moving, and
keep it moving.
It could only get worse.
I'm not running 100, and I have seconds, but I also know how to reel that shit in and bring myself back to where I'm supposed to be.
And get back into alignment.
Yeah,
so you don't
Nobody can do that.
It doesn't affect you long when things happen then?
Not anymore. I would never, ever do anything to hurt me.
Wow.
Never. I'm not doing it. There was a time I wanted to go on Naked and Afraid. I want to go on Naked and Afraid. And then I was thinking, I wouldn't eat any of that stuff that they eat. I would have to find berries and seeds and leaves that I could eat. And I'd have to figure out where I'm going, so I'd know I would not do that. I just wouldn't do it. And I've asked myself over and over, but come on, you're going to be there 21 days. You might have to eat a fish. I'm not eating it. Mm-hmm. I'm not doing it.
And you never eat animal products ever, right? Do you remember the last time?
At one year, my husband, I was working with the airlines. We went to Jamaica and we tried jerk chicken for the very last time.
Yeah.
As long as he and I have been together, and we got married in 1992. and my poop was greasy. And he and I both were like,
no,
never again.
And do you supplement or do you check your blood work? Like, do you take B12
well,
or no?
There are a couple of things that I'm doing now, but prior, just because I'm being introduced to more things.
Yeah. So how has your eating evolved? Like, how were you eating when you first transitioned and you experienced the benefits?
Tofu and, that was the first meal Ron fixed for me. It was tofu, I think string beans. What did we have? A basmati brown rice. I'd never heard of basmati brown rice, and a salad, and no indigestion. It was the perfect meal. And so we ate that way for a long time. And then all of a sudden we learned about live food and the benefits to live food and how so many of your nutrients are kept in the food and how simple it is. And so that is our choice now, eating more. Now, I do ingest cooked food because I have a restaurant and I'm tasting and la-da-da. But that's not my thing. Like, I normally can't take food home from work unless I'm taking a quinoa bowl or some big salad home. I'm good to go because I don't make the raw dishes at work like I used to. After COVID, things kind of went wacky at stuff I eat. And so we're kind of just getting back on track. But yeah, the live food just makes me feel better. It's just a better way for me to ingest food. Yeah. And like I said, the juicing. And I love fruit. And so yeah, I'm just pretty much about life. That's my thing.
And your skin is amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah, people always ask about the skin. Well, as we get older, we worry about the creases.
Oh my gosh, you have barely any.
What I always think? I think during this human journey, I don't look like I looked when I was 60. I'm aging. I'm like everybody else, but I think, wow, during this journey, I've been able to see myself in so many different faces. And by the time I'm 100, who knows what I'll look like. But I embrace those different looks because I've done my best to care for me. And however I'm supposed to look, that's how I'm going to look. Now, I don't choose to do any work to the face.
Wow.
I'm not going to do that.
This is all real?
Oh, yeah. I have not had any work done to the face. Now, I had breast implants.
Yeah.
When I worked for the airlines, I was a flight attendant. And when my girlfriend was going to get hers and I sat in on the consultation, I was like, well, maybe I'll get me some. Yeah. If I had it to do all over, I would not do that now because I don't want to be 90 years old with breasts still up here and everything else is it's down here. And that's what'll happen. But that's about the only thing. I'm going to roll with however the face is looking.
Your face looks great.
Well, it looks great now. I'm 72, but like I said, I deal with the effects of gravity like every other human on this planet. And whatever is going to happen in the next, say, 28 years, because 28 and 72 is 100, in the next 28 years, whatever is going to happen to this face, I'm going to roll with it and I'm going to be good with it. But you're not putting Botox.
No.
I can't. I know.
It's too risky with the face. Like, I mean, the way it turns out sometimes and stuff too, the work people do. Yeah, it's
people
your face.
Look weird. They
it's
look,
so important.
Sometimes they look weird. They don't look like themselves anymore. And I'd rather just whatever gravity does, whatever happens. You know?
I wouldn't want to get stuff done and then not like it.
And
then be like, oh no, that would just drive me nuts.
But I know some people that I always loved their faces and they went and they got that stuff and they look different now. Weird.
Yeah, I agree. So how can we look this good at 72? Like what are your secrets to the skin? Are there like any foods you think? Do you have like a routine that's like I drank this aloe drink every day?
A lot of coconut oil on the skin, on the surface of the skin. And I'm melanated. The most time I've spent out in the sun was when I went to Jamaica and didn't use sunscreen and I deal with melasma. It's light. It's a light melasma, but melasma still. And that was from the sun. But other than that, I don't just bathe in the sun. I get enough sunlight, I believe. And the fact that I'm melanated. My mother, she was 93 when she transitioned and she held up pretty good, especially since she had such a lousy diet and all of that. So I think it might be something that kind of runs in the family as well, perhaps. I lost my brother and my sister, so I don't know what they would have looked like by now. I'm the only one left. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. I have my laugh lines when I laugh. You're going to see the lines here. I'm okay with that. It means I've laughed a lot.
Yeah.
What can you do about it anyway?
Yeah, no.
But other than that, the skin is holding up pretty awesomely. I mean, is that a word?
Yeah, it is now.
I love you. Awesomely.
I think the foods, like the real foods, and especially the raw foods, they're so hydrating, right?
They are. And yeah, that's another thing, the hydration. But I don't know, girl. It's good. I'm just wondering, because I ask myself, I'm like, you're about to be 73. Wonder what you're going to look like when you're 78.
You still look this good at 72. How's your energy? That's what I want to ask.
Amazing.
Like, how do you feel in a day?
Amazing.
Do you feel tired? Do you need a nap? No,
girl,
it's a lifestyle.
I'm amazing to myself. The energy I have and what I can do. Do you realize I prep all the food in my restaurant?
Stop. Wow.
Every box, yams, potatoes, greens, bell pepper, green onion, red onion. Every box that comes into that restaurant, I am the person that chops, dices, peels.
You know what?
I do all of it after coming from the gym.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah. And
That's
you were
life.
I want to say too, like, you are such good vibes and good energy. So what a great restaurant, because you're the one behind prepping the food. Because there's something to that too, right?
Energy. And that's what Ron and I have talked about. When we've had our moments, spat moment, that energy goes into that food. You got to be careful. You have to be. So usually I'm in there early enough. Nobody's in the kitchen in there but me. I'm usually done by noon, and I'm out of there. Unless I have customers that want to come by, take pictures and talk to me and that sort of thing. I'll hang out a little longer. But yeah, the energy level, isn't that incredible?
No, it's incredible.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And my gym workouts are workouts.
No, your gym workouts
are workouts.
Are the highest level workouts I've ever seen. I was, like I said, I was showing somebody at the salon this morning your Instagram. We were looking at your workouts. We were like, holy, what?
They're workouts.
Like, workouts I've never even seen. Like, where your legs are back on the treadmill, but your hands are down. I'm like, what even is this? This girl is a powerhouse.
And then to go and do all that work, prepping. I do all the desserts.
Yeah.
I have raw desserts. I have cooked desserts. I do everything. And I'm
going to go to the restaurant with my vlogger, and we're going to do a vlog. So make sure you guys subscribe for that. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you come back, we got to figure that out.
Yeah. And with the fitness, like, how important do you think it is we stay fit, especially as we get older? Yeah. I got to get in the gym more.
You have to. You're 40 now?
40.
I started at 40.
Yeah.
And have never stopped. And when I do take a break, I feel worse when I'm not moving than I do when I am.
Makes you happier. Like, how has your gym life affected your life?
I have to have it.
Yeah.
The movement is key. Movement. Now, the one thing that I'm starting now that I'm tardy on, Rondo has always done it, is stretching.
Yeah, I've heard that's really important.
It's so important. It is so important. It is so important. I can remember looking down at him, and he's always on the floor. At 75, can still put his feet behind his neck, sitting in a sitting position, and both feet behind his neck, because he's always stretched. Always. He's so limber. Full split at 75. Wow.
And if someone asks you, like, what about protein on this lifestyle?
Well, they always want to talk about protein and stuff. But I mean, you know where we get protein.
Yeah.
And I juice a lot. I'm getting, and I'm a sea moss crazy person right now.
I want to get into sea moss.
I love that sea moss.
So what are the benefits?
It into everything. Well, girl, look, just Google, hey y'all, Google benefits of sea moss.
Yeah.
Please. It's amazing. And listen, to be perfectly honest and truthful, I feel so good 100% of the time. I don't know what sea moss is doing for me.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be good for you. So I take it. So I have different colors, and I make sauces. I make smoothies. I put it in juices, salad dressings. I use the 𝑐𝑚OS for some of everything. So whatever it is I'm blending up, it becomes healthier because I got the 𝑐𝑚OS in it. So yeah, I'm a 𝑐𝑚OS queen.
Yeah. And do you have like a pre or post workout meal?
You know what? In the morning, I'm pretty just hydrated. But after the workout, I'm juicing. I got that big Ruby's juicer at the restaurant and I'm going straight over there. It's a big industrial juicer.
Good.
And yeah, so I can juice whatever I want. Man, sometimes I'll take golden beets, turmeric root, carrots. I'm still into carrots. Or either yams, oranges, and make a hell of a punch and put some 𝑐𝑚OS in it. Turmeric
okay, I'm getting on the 𝑐𝑚OS because I'm looking at you. I'm thinking I have more wrinkles than you.
No, you do not. You look
I'm
beautiful.
getting on the 𝑐𝑚OS.
Yeah, get your 𝑐𝑚OS. Definitely 𝑐𝑚OS.
Yeah.
And in terms of product on the skin, there are a few products that I use here and there, but my main product on my skin is coconut oil. Even under the makeup. It's crazy. I put coconut oil. I had a friend that just transitioned not too long ago. He used to call me shiny.
Yeah.
Because I was so, but it was coconut. It was coconut oil. I love it.
Yeah.
I use it everywhere.
Yeah. Coconut oil is good. And it's natural.
It is.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I'd love to ask you some viewers' questions.
Okay.
Yeah. They have amazing questions
Do
for
they?
you.
Oh
yeah. No, they're amazing. Okay. And they love you. So somebody said, I would love to know your biggest challenge staying with the vegan diet. And does she have any advice for those who are wanting to become vegan but struggle with eating sugar?
Oh, sugar. That was a big one for me. My mother had us addicted to sugar. So we just got on agave. I still have to control myself with agave nectar. I still do. I still want to squirt the bottle in my mouth. I became addicted to sugar, but you got to be careful with that. Even agave nectar. Also, sticking with it is because I became one with the whole thing. Remember, it wasn't just about me and my diet and sticking with it. It's about the whole. So you have to include yourself in the oneness. And then you understand that murdering another sentient being is not an option. Because that's like killing you. And you ultimately do kill you for eating that animal flesh. You're not supposed to eat it. It's not good for your system. You do not salivate when you see a chicken. You do not salivate when you see a pigeon. But you may salivate if you see a juicy mango on a hot day. A big, beautiful watermelon on a hot day. You just may salivate. You do not have the gear in your mouth to jump on top of a cow, tear it apart, and eat it just like that. It is not your diet. And understand your oneness with the whole. That is the most important thing you can do for yourself, is understand you are one with all of this. You have no reason to murder to nourish yourself.
And do you feel like you connect with God? Like, do you pray and ask for answers?
I am God in expression.
Wow.
Period. I can't separate myself from that. I'm just an expression of it. It created me. How can I separate myself from what created me? I cannot.
And were you this spiritual and deep like before this lifestyle or no?
No, it grew.
And I'm guessing like your group of people you had around you changed, right? Dramatically from when you were smoking crack, living that life then versus now?
We speak a different language.
Yeah.
We spoke a different language.
Different vibration, right? And it just automatically changes.
Totally.
Was that hard at all? Like all the people having to change in your life?
Gradually, people just dropped off. But that was a really great question. And for that person, just please practice self-love, self-care, and understand your place in this universe. And it will not be hard for you to become vegan. And stay that way.
Okay. And someone wants to know if you work out with weights still, or is she doing her own body weight, such as calisthenics workouts now?
I always did my own body weight. Now it's weights. I'm trying to do something a little quicker within a 5-month period, get these legs looking a certain way. So I am using more weight now than I ever have before. It was always body weight more than anything. So yeah, I am using some weights now.
And you like doing that?
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'll see what the results are. I do not ever want to look like that's not my look. That's not my groove. I'm not trying to build my booty so it sticks out bigger than everybody's butt on the planet. That's not what I'm looking for, toning.
Yeah. I love you. Okay. And next they said, I'd like to know if her diet has affected her emotionally And spiritually, coming from a traumatic background, I'd also like to know about her experience with fasting. That's a good question.
Oh, I fast.
Yeah?
At least 4 times during the year. I'm getting ready to go on a cleanse next week.
What type of cleanse?
It's going to be the master.
Okay. How long do you do that for?
And I'm going to do it for 15 days.
Whoa.
Well, I've got some pounds that I want to get rid of.
Are you getting ready for a movie or something? You're just...
No, I have to do it during the year.
I love it.
This is how I take care of me. It's practicing self-love and self-care. But there was another part to that question.
Yeah. So they said if your diet has affected you emotionally and spiritually, coming from a traumatic background.
And I don't eat death. So.
Yeah. And do you feel like all the trauma you went through, like looking back, are you glad everything happened as it did? Like with your childhood?
I wouldn't be who I am today had it not, And so I'm not angry about it. I'm grateful.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the next person said they'd like to know your workout routine. We talked a little bit about it, but how many days, how long each days, and the cardio and everything too?
Well, if I'm not meeting the trainer, I got back on the spin bike. I'm back on that bike again. So either I'm stair climbing or I'm on the spin bike. Now my preference for working out is outdoor runs. I love working out outdoor, doing hills, running hills, that sort of thing. But my schedule doesn't always allow that. So now I'm in the gym Monday through Friday from 1 to 2 hours. Cardio when the trainer is not there, and just working out with the trainer when he is there. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool. And somebody said, I heard her on the Rich Roll podcast. That was great. You were so great. You're always great.
Podcast.
And towards the end, they were talking about how she should get help in the kitchen so she can expand her brand and be the rock star she is. Would love to know how that's going. They're looking for an update on that. Sounds like you're still in the kitchen.
So far, I'm still in the kitchen. But guess what? We just hired 3 new people.
Oh, good.
And we hadn't been hiring since COVID.
And what do you look for when you hire somebody?
Well, my husband usually does that.
Yeah.
I don't normally hire. He usually handles all of that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. The next question says, does she eat high fat? That'll be the first question because they have a few. High fat. Like, do you go heavy on like avocados, nuts, like higher fat type of stuff?
Avocados, love nuts. That is such a good question. I will make avocados a meal. See, that's why it's so simple for me to eat. But you eat raw.
Yeah.
So you can do that.
Yeah.
A handful of nuts will be a meal for me.
Yeah.
And I don't like bulk. I don't like I like my soul food platter and stuff I eat. It's too much food. It's gluttonous to me.
Yeah.
I can't sit down to a plate of food with all that stuff on it. It's just, it doesn't work for me anymore. So eating more for nutrients, I ingest more for nutrients, but I do enjoy the food that I eat. Because I eat life, and I love fruit and nuts and seeds, and I love all that stuff.
Yeah, and they were asking too what you eat in a day. We talked a little bit about that.
Yeah,
but do you count your calories?
I don't count calories.
Yeah, me too. I don't
do any of that.
No. Do you do intermittent fasting or anything ever?
Intermittent fasting. That's the one thing that I do. That's natural for me.
Yeah,
it's just kind of. It was just a groove I got into, and man, that's a lifestyle now.
It's a life changer.
It works, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I haven't been doing it here because we've been filming till like 10, 11 every day, and I've been eating. I never do that back home. I usually stop eating like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock.
Because you don't have to. You don't have to eat late like that anymore.
You sleep so much better, right?
Girl.
Yeah.
I have no issues. None. None.
I love it.
I'm so blessed. I'm so happy.
Yeah. Okay. Someone said, any tips for traveling? I'm a flight attendant and I'm trying to figure out how to merge a raw lifestyle with limited space, country, and restrictions.
When I was a flight attendant, that was when I fasted. If I had a 4-day trip, I took my lemons, but back then we could travel with our lemons. I took my lemons, my cayenne pepper, my maple syrup, which is what I was using at the time. And I would fast for 4 days. I never even thought about, and I'd work out and fast.
Wow.
And that's the way I did it as a flight attendant.
That's a good idea for that, right?
It was excellent.
Yeah.
Because back in the day when I was a flight attendant, people used to get angry with you if you told them, I'll take the burger, but keep the meat. They used to get upset with you if you acted like you didn't want the meat. And so rather than go through that, I would just take the advantage of I just won't consume solid food while I'm traveling. Long
That's a good
trips.
idea. Yeah, that's smart. And somebody says, how does she have so much energy with all the exercising she does and working at her restaurant? She says she doesn't really eat all that much.
It's just like I said, it's nutrients. I eat what I'm supposed to eat. Obviously, I'm getting everything I am supposed to get because I do have that much energy.
Exactly. It's the foods too. And somebody was asking, have you ever done fully raw vegan? And how did she feel? How did you feel? Have you
fully raw? Yeah, I've been fully raw before. Excellent. I know you're feeling good. I know, because why would you not?
Yeah.
It's the easiest.
Yeah.
It is so easy to consume live food without having any of the effects afterwards. All the gas and the bloating and all that kind of, you don't even go through that.
No, I used to go through that.
I used to go through that.
Yeah.
It was a hot mess.
Yeah.
Just trying to poop was a hot mess for me.
Yeah.
I was always constipated. Always. And not only, like I tell you, I wake up 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, bathroom run.
I love it.
I'm like clockwork.
Yeah. And that affects your mental health so much. There's such a huge connection, I feel like, between our gut and our brain and our moods and how we feel.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Huge. Okay, the next. So how do you introduce and maintain a vegan health food business and restaurant in a community who eats mostly deep cooked and fried foods? I live in Texas and I want to open up a vegan cafe in my small town.
Well, I opened Stuff I Eat in Inglewood when we were the only vegan restaurant for miles around. And we opened it. But guess what? I used to live in South Central. And when I wanted to go out to eat vegan food, I had to travel across town. So when that space became available to us, we live right down the street. And we thought, hey, let's put a vegan. I'm sure there are enough vegans in this community that will keep us alive. And there were.
Wow, I love it.
And there were.
Amazing.
And we've been there since 2008.
That's incredible.
That is incredible. It's 2024. A vegan restaurant in a Black and brown community. Come on now.
Amazing.
A lot of people ask me that same question. Are you sure you want to put a vegan restaurant in Inglewood?
And do you hang out there too? Like, can people sometimes expect to see you if they're in there?
Sometimes, if I know that, sometimes I'm there till 1 or 2. Sometimes I am. And people come in. I had a sister that came in the other day. Wow, this sis was going through something. But one of my employees came back and said, Chef, this older lady would really like to talk to you for a moment if you can give her just a moment. So I said, okay, let me finish my greens. And I finally go out there and I go, hi, I'm Chef Babette. And she looked at me. It was 2 ladies at the table. And she looked at me and she just broke down and started crying. And I pulled up a chair and I said, what's going on? And this lady had been experiencing cancer in 3 different places. One was her brain.
Wow.
She'd gone through all the chemo, going through all of that. Now, the woman that was sitting across from her was her mom, who was 83. She was 66. But you can imagine this baby has gone through all of this. She's worn out. And as we spoke and she told me a bit about her journey, I said, well, how are you feeling like right now? Feeling okay. And I said, you should hang out more in the now. I said, in 100 years, everybody on the planet today will have transitioned.
That's
in
crazy.
100 years.
Isn't that crazy to think of?
None of us will be here. Even my 2-year-old great-grandbaby. So we all will transition. I said, but right now, if you're feeling okay, be here. Be here. And take everything that you've gone through as a learning experience. When I was a child and was molested, as I became an adult and a child came to me and told me that one of her step-parents was taking a flashlight and looking at her under her coverings, maybe mommy didn't believe it, but I did. And I let her move in with me.
Wow.
You know why? Because I had already been there. Been there, done that. I believe you. I embrace you. I open my door to you. And so,
yeah, maybe because you went through that, you were there to...
That is why I'm saying everything that we go through, everything that we learn during this human journey, it is a journey. It is for a purpose, to raise us up consciously, to be stronger spiritually, and to love your moments, because that is the only time that is guaranteed to each and every one of us is right now.
Beautiful.
You know, isn't it true? And I always quote O.C. Smith. Yesterday is a canceled check and tomorrow is an IOU. The only time you have is right this moment. Don't blow it off. Don't cry about yesterday. Don't cry about the chemo you had last week. You feeling good right this moment? Hang out here. Just embrace this.
You're going to write more books.
No,
even.
girl.
You have a book, right? I'll link your book down below.
My book is a dessert book.
Yeah, but still, I want that cashew book.
Cash in on cashews.
You got to write another book.
I have my book in the works, but my daughter was helping me write it, and she went to work to be a conductor for Southern Pacific Railroad. She's in her 50s and is now a railroad conductor.
Wow.
I know. So we'll get that book out.
Yeah. And how important is it, do you think, to follow our purpose and passion in life? Do you feel like you've always done that? And how, if people are feeling disconnected and don't know what that is for them, how can they find that?
I just think I'm on the right track. You know, I think not wallowing in fear and not hanging out in the past and embracing love has opened my eyes. And life is better. You know? I could hear all kind of crap. And it's unfortunate that we're going through what we're going through on the planet today. But man, I have a beautiful.
I love it. And okay, somebody said any recipes. It's a bit different topic transition, but any recipes? Do you have a couple quick favorite recipes,
Let's
a
see.
salad dressing?
Yeah, what about the avocado parfaits? Those are good. When you make those?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's what. Avocados, a little bit of lemon juice, a little sea salt, some agave nectar, coconut oil, and vanilla extract. Blend that bad boy up. Tastes like lemon meringue pie.
So good.
It's so good.
Yeah, you don't really miss anything on the
lifestyle. You don't miss anything.
Yeah.
Or you can take that same avocado and put cacao powder in it. Coconut oil, a little sea salt, some vanilla extract. And now you got chocolate pudding.
Yeah, I love it. And what about fruitarian? Somebody's asking if you'd ever do that. They were asking.
I wouldn't have a problem with fruitarian. I believe in it. I think it would work. I've never done it, never experienced it, but I have nothing against it.
Yeah. Okay.
I know there's a brother on social media. That's what he is, fruitarian, and he is living the life. He's loving it. Why not? It's food.
And did you experience hair loss after going vegan?
No.
Yeah, me too. It's been the opposite.
No, I did not experience hair loss.
And what about hormones? Somebody said any issues with hormones?
No.
And how do you get your lips so smooth? That's a detailed question, but I looked at your lips when I just read that, and you have nice lips.
Oh, I don't know. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't have any crust on them, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you get your lips
you don't know?
so
Tell us how we
smooth?
get these lips.
Come on.
Yeah, everybody's saying you're gorgeous. You're amazing.
Tell them I do exfoliate. That I do.
So what's your exfoliation routine? Do you have one of those really hard?
I'll get some type of a scrub. I love you can go to Trader Joe's and get that beautiful lavender scrub.
Yeah.
And I always keep my scrub gloves in the shower.
Okay.
Or the puffs. And that's what I use to bathe.
Yeah.
And it's the soft skin. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, even all your skin through
everywhere
here.
is
It's so
soft.
nice.
My butt is soft.
Wow, I love it. That's
like
amazing.
you needed to know that.
But no, it's great. Well, you're gorgeous. I figured. Oh my goodness. Oh, somebody said, ask what she does when she craves cooked food. Well, you eat some cooked. So at times when you were raw, what did you do when you craved cooked food? But you've always kind of incorporated a little bit of cooked food, right? Mostly so.
I can do whatever I want, but normally when you eat and the message to the brain is that you've been fed, you don't desire anything else. And the one thing about raw food, and especially juicing, once the nutrients reach cellular level, you're not hungry.
That's the thing. Yeah. Okay. And they said you wear the most beautiful head wraps and scarves. You do.
I love my wraps.
Where can I buy them? That's a great question.
Gosh.
They're so nice.
You know what? I've promised for years, I really need to just show people what I do. And it really is about just picking up a nice stretch fabric, yay long, and playing with it And that's pretty much it. And, just...
You just make them?
I just make them. I'll go to the fabric store and I got a nice stretch fabric and I'll have them cut me so many yards, and then I'm wrapping my head.
Wow,
As a matter of fact, I'm about to get a yoga mat, and the yoga mat is going to be just profile of myself, and it's going to be black, but the head scarves, I'm going to have different color wraps. So it's going to be a beautiful yoga mat.
That's going to be gorgeous.
It's going to be a beautiful yoga mat. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
And somebody was asking if you take collagen.
No.
Yeah, no. Well, this has been amazing.
Oh, how long has it been?
I don't know how long it's been. What time is it right now?
An hour about?
I think it's been about an hour.
About 15, really?
Yeah.
It's been fun. Thank you.
No, you're such a light. You're so gorgeous. Such an inspiration. Like, even just looking at your Instagram account, even just for me, like, you inspire me so much. And I already live such a healthy lifestyle. You inspire me. I need to get to the gym. I need to do this.
You know what's cool? As I inspire, everybody inspires me to keep going. So we're just inspiring one another. And it's all good, right?
Yeah. And what do you feel like is next? Do you feel like you look forward even at 72, right? Because this is one thing I notice about a lot of people that are super health conscious in their 70s, 80s, 90s that I interview. Like, they're still doing so much.
Oh, there's so much to do.
Not to say that people that are eating unhealthy aren't. Like, some of them are. I'm not
judging.
Sometimes
get tired.
But it really stands out to me. The people I interview that are really healthy, eating really clean, vegan, mostly raw in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Like, I interview people in the 90s flying airplanes, doing business meetings. It's too much
energy to be sitting down doing nothing. That's the problem with it. You've got too much energy. So I got a grip of things I want to do. I definitely want to do a skydive before I'm out of here. I definitely want to do a skydive. I still do have the desire to do one of those shows, one of the Naked and Afraid type of shows. I'm just kind of leaning towards that, trying to figure out what I would do and how I would be able to stay for that length of time. So I've got a bucket list. I've got things that I want to do. And but I love gardening. I think more than almost anything is having land and be able to grow food. I am so excited about doing that.
That's
at some
incredible.
Point. That's
so much more alive because it loses the life force too, right? When they pick it and put it on the trucks, and it's so nourishing and rewarding.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again. If there's anything else you feel you want to end off with, maybe for somebody watching who's not feeling as amazing and feeling as great, something's going wrong in their life, any words of encouragement with everything you've been through and to live a life like you're living at freaking 72. Like, you inspire me so much.
I just like for everybody to understand that they're incredible because they were created by the intelligence that created all of it. So they're pretty awesome and pretty special. Just take a moment to embrace you and appreciate the human experience. Just appreciate the experience and learn as much as you can while you're walking this path. Okay? And and chill out and stay present. Enjoy your moments. And if you remember that because that's how I reel it back in. It's my moment. Are you going to let this person interrupt your peace? Are you going to? And that way I got reel it back in. This is my moment. You never know. Our heart is beating 1 second and flatlines the next. That's it. You only have the moment. So stay happy.
Well, I've been in the moment with you. This has been amazing. You are just so spiritual and deep and incredible. Cool. And I love your energy and your vibe. You're so magnetic. Like, even when I walked in, I was like, whoa, just drawn to you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're truly awesome.
Thank you,
so we appreciate you coming on so much, taking the time to come here. So thanks so much, the viewers. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it added some value. I'm sure you absolutely loved it. Go follow Chef Babette on Instagram. Are you on YouTube or no?
Yeah, I am on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I got a vegan corn hub show that Shop 9 and I do on YouTube. We enjoy that. But so many people have got Chef Babette YouTube shows now. I went on there. It's like, there's so many shows.
Chef YouTube channels?
Chef Babette. Yeah, they're just taking my content.
Oh, really?
Yes. Go on YouTube and key in Chef Babette.
Oh, but some of them aren't your channels? Oh,
no.
Wow. Weird.
And they're making money. And they're getting lots and lots of views.
Oh, and that's weird.
That's what they do nowadays.
Yeah.
Social media.
Yeah, but your Instagram is great too. So inspiring.
Don't you love it?
I love it. It's great.
You.
And I love your outfits. And Oh, you're amazing.
This has been fun.
Yeah, this has been awesome. Well, thanks again. I'll link everything down below and subscribe if you don't already. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.